Good afternoon, boys and girls. It is Friday, December 24th, 2010. Approximately, I don't know, 2:30 in the afternoon. It's absolutely spectacular. I'm sitting here at my new studio. Yeah, I have a new remote studio. Some of you may recognize it. Let me do a little panning. See if you can figure out where I'm at. Okay, the weird thing right now is there are three guys walking up. And they probably want to know what I'm doing here. And they came up here, looks like to smoke. And they're going to totally interrupt. Okay, this is going to be a good indicator to see how well this microphone picks up my voice. Well, now it looks like these four young guys have all taken off running away. Alright, let me go back. It's 2 minutes into this video. That was sort of weird. Four young guys walked up to the bench. Let me pan to where they were. A couple of them ran down the hill over there. You look over, I don't know how well we can see over here. There you are by the bench over here by the tree. They're all sitting there for a minute and then they ran off. Split up 2 and 2 like they're playing tag. Let's get that look square. I think having somebody here with a camera on a tripod in a playground sitting on top sort of intimidated them. I will admit, this does look a little bizarre, but this is my new studio. So, what can they say? Anyways, so the point of this video was that I just finished spending the last 2.5 hours watching Inception. And I first have to say thank you to Matt Adamo and any other students who were in on the purchase of the video. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I will have to say, I understand why you guys asked so many questions during chapter on consciousness and on dreaming. I think what's really interesting is there's a lot of taking some of the ideas we talked about in class and going to the what if, or is that possible? I will say that the movie itself took me on an emotional roller coaster. And that, well, first of all, if you haven't seen it, stop watching this because I'm going to talk about specifics of the movie. So this is, quote, a review on my perspective on Inception, just a couple minutes. And so where was it? Oh, okay, anyway, so back to the movie. It was a roller coaster. I was bored for a little bit. I wanted to keep going. Then all of a sudden, once towards the end, when all of a sudden you snap back onto the airplane and you realize that all of that was just a dream. I would say the ending of the movie got me emotionally pulled with Grandpa and the kids. And then of course the creepy music at the end and the top. And it sort of left me then wondering, is this all a dream within a dream of a dream of a dream? And goes sort of back to the idea that right now our existence, my ability to make these thoughts, is this just the dream of somebody else's dream? And is our world, our universe, our planet, just one very large, complicated dream of just one creator, one person, within a population the size of what we have today? Think about some of those things. I will have to do a little shout out to Royce Joycey. Royce sent me a comment on quote the other day saying, please put stuff up. What do you do with your free time while it's been raining? And I want to address that because it sort of leads into a little bit with the movie. I sort of took that time to stay inside and just go really inward and just be really quiet and not try to do too much and just sort of be. I didn't have to go shop too much. I didn't leave the comforts of home and stay dry, except for the fact that my office leaked. Water came up through the garage and I was using a shop vac to dry carpet. But other than that, it's sort of nice to sit here in the park. So I've taken over my new studio. It's interesting, in the background you can hear the noise of all the lawnmowers, all the gardeners, everything back to going. It's dry, we can be out on the grass, listen. Anyways, so back to the movie. Matt, thank you. A little personal, could it, would it, should it? I don't know. I want to know more about the little machine and what that did and the idea of putting you into a dream state and that they're connected. I don't know. Can you create layers within layers of dreams? I believe so. As we get into later and further chapters, we get into disorders, and we're going to look at disorders where people have multiple personalities, men versus women. I'm going to just move this a little bit. I just feel like moving my new tripod. It's really cool. It'll attach to anything. This is actually attached with to the playground equipment, and I can't take a picture of what it is, but anyways. Yeah, I don't know. Can we get ourselves to go to different states? Can we dissociate? We're going to talk about dissociative disorders where people separate from themselves, where they wander, they end up in other places with no idea of how they got there, and take on new identities and roles for months at a time, and then end up back to where they end up later, and they end up back home. I just read the other day an article about a little old lady who was like 90-something years old, and she took off again, and they found her like, I don't know, days later, 200 miles away, didn't know how she got there, perfect health. People with multiple personalities, situations, things happen to them that cause them for a way to deal with the events that you and I would normally deal with it differently, and we have better coping mechanisms. Or the other thing too is the events are so severe and so traumatic that there's no other way to deal with it. If you think about the movie, when he talks about planting the seed and the whole deal with his wife and all that, that's the key. What do you think I've been trying to do to you guys all year? I've been planting seeds, little bitty seeds, little thoughts. Whether they take or not, I don't know. Only you can tell me that. Do they have any positive, negative, indifferent value? Is it just placebo? I don't know. I do know that if things are said to you, brought up upon you, your reality is in a certain way, consistently guided in a direction, it has to have some kind of long-term effect, both consciously and subconsciously. And I really, so yeah, I believe there's some little stuff going on there. If you really want to see an interesting movie, okay, I'll do you guys a favor. I watched your movie Inception. Now do me a favor. Those of you that watch this, that we can have conversation about Inception and memories and dreaming in class when the projector. I will tell you guys this. Guess what? Santa came. The projector arrived Friday at school. I don't know if any of you are aware of that, but I don't know when it's going to get put up. Hopefully the first Monday we're back. Hopefully we'll have it middle of the week. Anyways, you gotta guys go see this movie. Netflix it, go to the video store. It's called Flatliners. 1990, rated R. It was Kiefer Sutherland, Julia Roberts, and Kevin Bacon, Billy Baldwin, and Oliver Platt. And same concept. Instead of playing with dreams, they played with life and death. And they were through anesthesia taking people down so low to a point that they were just between alive and flatlining, which flatline means you're dead, which is sort of the same idea here in this movie, but with dreams. And we can go into some of those psychological things that go around that area too. But it's a real interesting concept also, and that was 1990. So, anyways, I'm glad you guys got it for me, and I'm glad, Matt, thank you again, because it did make me watch it. And I've been now, if I look at my time, I've been rambling for 11 minutes, so I need to stop, because YouTube won't accept much more than this. And I'm going to go take a minute, think, and make you now a pre-Christmas one. So, okay, bye. That's it, bye.